The art of fraud is something all too common in media these days. You might have seen the Spielberg-produced 2002 blockbuster, Catch Me If You Can, where FBI agent Tom Hanks chases con artist Leonardo DiCaprio around the world to bring him to justice. Or, maybe you've seen the 2013 Scorsese classic, The Wolf of Wall Street, in which Leonardo DiCaprio plays Jordan Belfort, a less than honest stockbroker that's amassed an entire fortune by selling clients on cheap stocks for tens of thousands of dollars in commission. Wait. Or maybe you've seen Inception, where Leonardo DiCaprio played... Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I understood the plot of Inception, but that shit seemed pretty fraudulent to me. Also, it fit the Leo theme, and God, I love Leo so much. Everyone gets scammed at some point in their life. Your grandma thinks she has to send a $500 Visa gift card to India to get her iCloud back. Your dad's pissed off because he thought that's what your mom actually looked like the night they met in the club. And your mom's probably also pissed off because she feels like your dad gypped her when she found out his Rolex wasn't real that same night. Like when I was mailing Yu-Gi-Oh cards to people across the country back in middle school, just hoping they wanted the meta staples I had no use for in exchange for the cool-ass Malefic Blue Eyes White Dragon card I couldn't get because I couldn't go to the movie theater and see the movie to get the card pack. I'd wait for weeks coming home from school, eager to check the mail every day. And yes, I'd pester them with messages on YouTube when that was still a thing, showing my age, asking for updates until they'd delete their channel and I'd never hear from them again. Or my pot of duality. Or my dualist revolution pot of duality ever again, even though I posted the damn trade proof and made sure it shipped in a top loader so it was safe and secure. And fuck, dude, why did you betray me? It was just a fucking Blue Eyes White Dragon. Sorry. I lost myself there for a little bit. Anyway, if you've seen the title of this video that I hopefully named something enticing enough to get you to click on it and watch through my rant and my pain and my suffering, then you've probably guessed this video is about the master of fraud himself, Mob Psycho's Arvidsaka Reigen, the one true finesse god. Reigen is the owner of the Spirits and Such consultation office, which was initially a one-man agency that Reigen operated alone. This all changed when Mob wandered into his office seeking advice on how to control his psychic powers. Upon learning what Mob could do, the finesse god himself hired Mob, seeking to exploit his psychic ability while acting as his mentor and boss. The office offers various psychic-related services: exorcisms, seances, stiff shoulders, back pain. Reigen took care of it all. He was a jack of all trades, and if Reigen were helping a client that required help with an actual evil spirit, he'd just call Mob to exorcise it. Oh, right, my bad. The reason he has to call Mob for help when he's dealing with an actual evil spirit is because Reigen doesn't have any psychic abilities at all. He's the typical fake spiritualist, medium, psychic, con artist that you're pretty sure is a phony, but you won't speak on just on the off chance that they're actually legit and hit your ass with a voodoo curse or something. That's what makes him the finesse god. He's a complete sham, but he's established a reputable business practice and he's garnered a respectable amount of clients, both returning and new, and they're usually left satisfied by the end of the visit. How could someone exploit people like that? Look, baby girl, let me sit down and explain to you a little something called life. Reigen is the one and only finesse god. He's got to get it how he lives. He has absolutely zero, none, nada qualms about manipulating to, lying to, and exploiting these people. And the way he exudes charisma and charm when in conversation or dealing with a client always leaves him appearing more than trustworthy, which is only bolstered by the simple fact that the man don't get flustered, he don't get excited or anxious. His gift, above all else, is his ability to remain cool and composed, especially when facing down evil spirits, murderous secret organizations full of psychics, or, more terrifying, Mob on 100%. He's shifty, he's sneaky, he's cunning. He'll hit you with a look left, fake right, think fast, move quicker than you realize what's going on. He's so smooth with it. This isn't to say that Reigen isn't a man of principle, though. He's guided by moral virtues, and he's very sensible both socially and emotionally, which is often juxtaposed by his phony business practices. But while he's undoubtedly a con artist, bad dude, He at the very least gives his clients some type of procedure for his spiritual cleansings and stuff. He'll hit them with the old razzle-dazzle every now and then. Like, one time a client came in saying that a fortune teller told him negative energy was building on his shoulders. Reigen gave them a quick little massage and it made them feel all better, giving them the song and dance that he cleansed the evil spirit, the perception of process. Also, while berating the fortune teller for probably being a phony. Even still, he believes that hurting others is wrong, and he often exists as a pillar of morality and virtue for Mob specifically. He's aware that it would hurt Mob emotionally to stoop to the level of his adversaries, and he cares very much for his emotional well-being. He's also kind and he is honorable. I guess honorable is the best word for it, and that's no more evident than in the invasion of the Claw headquarters. All of the organization underlings pedestaled him as some kind of honorable man, to the point that they were surprised to find out he wasn't actually their boss. Of course, Reigen, the one true Finesse god, was pretending to be their leader. Finesse god. Along with his amazing charisma, he's able to fake his status so well because he's just genuinely intelligent and astute. This can be seen during the exorcism of Minori Asagiri, in which her father hired hundreds of psychics in an attempt to help his possessed, helpless daughter. The evil spirit possessing her successfully tricked the vast majority of psychics present into believing that her father was attempting to control her, using the quote, evil spirit quote, claim to justify his harsh and isolationist behaviors toward her. But Reigen was one of the few quote, psychics quote, that actually saw through the spirit's deception. By the way, that evil spirit happened to be Keiji Mogami, the previously dubbed greatest psychic of the 20th century, turned immensely powerful evil spirit that can fool everyone but apparently an unpowered dude with the gift of intuition. The Separate Ways arc perfectly establishes Reigen as the one true Finesse god. On the outs with Mob because Reigen disrespected his social life, he was forced to go it alone at the office. Days passed without Mob coming to the office, naturally leaving Reigen terrified that he'd be completely fucked if a client with a genuine situation came forth. During this drift, he started posting his exorcisms online to get more business. He also offered free classes to teach people how not to be tricked by fake exorcisms, and often offered life advice. He was a one-stop shop, I guess. But again, you can't knock the man's hustle, because it worked. Probably too well, because he became famous fast as hell, doing interviews for magazines and even getting a television offer. He's the Finesse god, right? What kind of Finesse god would turn down the chance to demonstrate their ability online? Well, unfortunately for him, it was a setup to expose him by his ops. Tricked into performing an exorcism on a kid that wasn't actually possessed on live television, Reigen had been exposed for the fraud he was. He tried to defend himself online, which only worked against him. Hounded by the media day and night, he decided to hold a press conference to prove himself once and for all. Look, man, I'm not gonna lie, he lost me at this point. How the hell are you gonna prove that you're a psychic when you're not a psychic? I don't even think he knew how he was gonna do it, but damn it, the Finesse god always finds a way. So, naturally, during the press conference, he dodged everyone's questions, stating that no one could prove he wasn't a psychic. And, then he started thinking back fondly on his memories with Mob, spots Mob in the crowd, he starts talking to Mob directly, and then the cameras start floating and the media starts freaking out thinking Reigen's controlling them, doing some crazy psychic attack. Yes, it was just Mob using his power secretly. And sure, Reigen had no way of orchestrating that, and it was just Mob helping out his homie, but damn it, it was the Finesse god always finding a way. Finesse god, hashtag Finesse god.
Even as we speak, I'm being possessed by an evil spirit. I've brought in many psychics who have attempted to exorcise it, and so far it's managed to evade all their best efforts.
Reigen is the one true Finesse god. He is the con artist, master manipulator, fraud, but he is most genuine in regard for two things: his concern for money and his concern for Mob. Mob changed Reigen for the better. When Mob first walked into his office, Reigen was about to throw in the towel, quit being a psychic medium and move on to something else. Instead of sending him away, he hired Mob, and after years of working together, they developed a really close relationship, with Mob genuinely looking up to him as a mentor, and Reigen looking to Mob as someone he can genuinely help and provide support for whenever he needs it. He's put his life on the line for Mob time and time again, truly redeeming his character. As previously mentioned, he has zero problem manipulating and exploiting clients, enemies, allies, and even big-ass evil spirits. But he's only ever shown true guilt and remorse for manipulating Mob. And it isn't until the dramatic closing of the pre-finale episode of Mob Psycho that Reigen actually reveals his fraudulence to Mob. It was an emotional crescendo, finally acknowledging the proverbial elephant that had been in the room for 3 full seasons, and thus completing the character arc of the one true Finesse God, while helping Mob complete his character arc in the process. Thank you so much for so many laughs, so many feels, and some crazy ass fights. It's sad to see you go, but it'd be worse to see you overstay your welcome. Thank you so much, Mob Psycho.